Hello, everyone. I am Haydn Zeis, your host. I want to welcome you to Raising Returns Real Estate Investing Podcast. This is our introductory show, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about why we started this podcast, how we intend to continually educate you and ourselves on various topics, and a little bit about how I started my career in real estate and what we're doing right now. The name should tell you a little bit about what our intent is, but if it's not abundantly clear, we're all about helping you find ways to raise your returns. And the way that we're going to do this is each and every week, we're going to talk about a different topic, and we've already got some of the best guests lined up ever. We've got commercial real estate news reporters who have been working in Central Ohio for several years and understand the market really well. I've got multi-millionaire investors who have experience in commercial and residential real estate syndicators. I've got investors who went from owning zero real estate to owning nearly $2 million worth of real estate in just a couple years. We'll have CPAs, lawyers, business owners, and some other industry experts that they've got substantial real estate knowledge. It's all about providing you with great content that's going to give you several different perspectives on real estate investing. The best thing about real estate is there's just not one best way to go about it. That's the purpose of this podcast, to educate you and help you raise your returns. Now that you've got a little bit of an idea of the podcast, I'm going to tell you a little bit about me and why I started investing in real estate. I graduated from Ohio State University, Fisher College of Business, and I immediately took a job. It took me out to California, and my job there was business-to-business sales, and I helped different retailers and distributors with consumer packaged goods sales. I was one of the best in the company, and I really, really loved that job, but I missed my family and ended up transferring back to Ohio, and I was being encouraged by my family to get my real estate license. And real estate had always been an interest, but I hadn't studied it enough to understand that it's one of the best and safest ways to build generational wealth. I ended up enrolling in real estate school, and I came across a website called biggerpockets.com. And if you haven't checked it out, you have got to do it, because it's one of the best educational websites that's totally devoted to real estate investing. And after studying there and reading and listening to podcasts, looking at their blog and forum posts, I knew where my career was going to end up going, and that's real estate investing. Now, very shortly after discovering Bigger Pockets, I purchased my very first real estate investment. It was a live-in flip, and my parents, they gave me a loan for $5,000 for the down payment, and I lived in the house. I invested cash from my job into the various projects to fix the property up. And my projected timeline for living in the house was 2 years. And a side note, that 2 years is really important, because if you live in a house for 2 years and it's your primary residence, you can avoid paying capital gains. That flip, it cemented my love for real estate, because when I sold it, I walked away with a check that was over $65,000 on my very, very first real estate investing. And that money, it was seed money, and it ended up propelling my career. From that sale, I ended up investing into another live-in flip, and over the years, I've partnered with various people to purchase mixed-use commercial buildings, a restaurant building, offices, and a few others. And these investments, they ultimately put me in an interesting situation, I guess. I ended up becoming overwhelmed with investing in real estate and working my W-2 job. One of the things that people just don't talk about is how busy you get when you're an active real estate investor. It was like I was working two jobs. I was on call 24/7. I was taking calls from tenants at night that locked themselves out of their house. It was just very overwhelming, and this time constraint eventually led me to go into real estate full time. I ended up getting my broker's license, and I co-founded a company called Lanacera Investments, and that company, the reason we opened it is to bridge the gap between busy professionals and active real estate investing. So because I saw this need, I knew there was no way in hell that I was going to be able to get rid of my passion for real estate. I began building the foundation of this company that would solve the time issue that I was experiencing when I was working my W-2 job. So I wanted to solve this, and the idea was to bridge this gap, right? there are busy professionals out there who want to invest in real estate but just don't have the time, and they're not going to quit their W-2 job like I did. So what we do is we allow these busy professionals to actually own real estate and enjoy the benefits of owning rental property. They get cash flow, principal pay down, appreciation, and all kinds of different tax benefits. And then also you own a asset that's actually backed by a physical building. Now, I saw that firsthand that it was nearly impossible to work a full-time job outside of real estate and actively invest and try to scale a business, and that's why we ended up founding this company. And so my fellow co-founders are Kelly Treon, a CPA. She's got extensive experience in mergers and acquisitions. I've got Sean Parker. He's a real estate broker, and he's also an investor. He's got over 30 years of real estate experience, and you'll meet them in a couple different episodes. But ultimately, this was the route that I went. And for me, real estate investing is a passion. Now, some people, they just want to have a few different rental properties, and that is absolutely okay. You're going to learn how to do that on this podcast. You're also going to learn how to scale the business. You're going to talk to different people that have flipped properties. So our idea is to give you an absolute large variety of real estate investing techniques that you can look at it as your tool belt, and you'll pull different tools out to help you propel your career in the direction that you want to do it. We've got some of our later episodes. Like I said, we've got Sean and Kelly. We've got lawyers and some business owners coming in. We're launching this podcast in a really interesting time. This is a very turbulent time, and you've got COVID-19. It's the center of a worldwide pandemic that none of us ever thought would happen. And we've got several economies that are all but shut down. Now, real estate, when leveraged responsibly, is an investment that is backed by a physical asset. And that asset is one that people, no matter what the situation, are going to need. You need manufacturing to make respirators. You need houses to house people. You've got still have to have hospitals. These are all real estate assets. Now, some are going to be affected in different ways, but if you are responsible with your leverage, then real estate is going to come out on the other end, and it's going to look really, really good. I thank all of you for joining us, and I look forward to getting to know you. You can visit our website, lanacerainvestments.com/education, to hear this podcast, read our blog posts, and just get general education. Feel free to reach out to me no matter what and ask me different questions about real estate investing. I will give you my best advice or get you in touch with somebody that does know the answer. Looking forward to the podcast. Looking forward to meeting you. Thank you very much.